Andrew Tate didn't wait for luck. He didn't cry for help. He built himself from the dirt with a mindset so ruthless, the world had no choice but to watch. From a childhood of struggle to become a world champion fighter and self-made millionaire, Tate mastered one thing above all: consistency. He trained when no one was watching, worked when others rested, stayed focused when the world tried to tear him down. This is not just a story of success, it's a blueprint for becoming unstoppable. If you've ever wondered what it really takes to rise, you're about to find out. As a kid in Luton, England, he didn't have dreams. He had responsibility. The electric bill didn't care about his age. The fridge didn't fill itself. His father, Andrew Tate, was a genius chess master intellectual, intense and emotionally cold. Andrew watched him lose tournaments and never complained. He learned early that life respects silence, action, and strategy, not excuses. That mindset burned into him. While other kids were learning math, Andrew was learning that the world doesn't owe you comfort. He didn't grow up surrounded by luxury. He grew up surrounded by pressure. Pressure to survive. Pressure to prove himself. That pressure turned into purpose. He didn't cry about being broke. He hated it. He didn't panic when he lost. He calculated. Every L, every setback became fuel. Kickboxing became his battleground. Not because he loved fighting, but because it demanded control. It taught him to master fear, to take punches and smile, to train twice a day when the body needed to rest. He learned to love the pain because pain meant progress. When most people talk about discipline, they talk about gym routines or healthy eating. For Tate, it was deeper. It was war. He didn't rely on motivation. Motivation is a luxury. Motivation is for men who can afford to wait for inspiration. Tate built his life around obligation, around duty. He didn't ask himself how he felt. He asked himself what needed to be done. That's why he never missed a day. Whether it was training, building businesses, or sharpening his mind, he showed up every single day. While the world was chasing comfort, Tate was building systems. A man without systems is a man with chaos, and chaos is death. He structured his life like a battlefield. Wake early, no distractions, train, eat clean, work, think, meditate. No Netflix, no dopamine abuse, no emotional outbursts. Discipline wasn't a side habit, he was the center of his identity. He made rules for himself and followed them like law. Not because it was easy, but because it made him powerful. Emotion was the enemy. In fights in life, in business, he saw emotions as weakness. The man who can control his emotions controls outcomes. Tate trained himself to stay calm when most men would rage. He didn't yell when betrayed. He didn't panic when hated. He didn't collapse when criticized. He watched. He analyzed. He responded with precision. That's the difference between a slave and a master. A slave reacts. A master chooses. As he started earning money through online businesses, he didn't celebrate. He scaled. He didn't buy to impress. He bought to prove that the system worked. He understood that money isn't the prize, it's the scoreboard. And he was playing to win, but he never let success soften him. Most men get comfortable. They hit six figures and start slacking. Tate trained harder, worked longer, read more. He wasn't chasing a number, he was chasing a... And then the world turned on him. The media, the internet mobs, the cancel culture, they came for him hard. Accusations, arrests, headlines designed to destroy. They tried to break him, but the world underestimated one thing: this man was built for pressure. While most people begged for sympathy, Tate chose silence. When they locked him in a cell, he trained in the dark, meditated. They imprisoned his body, but his mind roamed free. Because discipline can't be jailed. In his darkest days, when the hate was loud and the support was silent, Tate doubled down. He didn't post quotes, he lived them. He didn't seek pity, he sharpened his blade. That's when you realize what he truly is. A man who doesn't need applause, Who doesn't fear being alone? Who understands that greatness is born in solitude, suffering, and structure? While most men look for shortcuts, he builds fortresses inside his own soul. This isn't about agreeing with everything he says. It's about recognizing what most people ignore. The man lives by a code of honor, resilience, and unshakable discipline. The very thing society is forgetting. He teaches that success isn't about privilege, it's about process. You don't rise because you're special. You rise because you're relentless. Because you wake up at 5 when no one's watching. Because you train when no one's cheering. Because you work when others sleep. He says it plain. Nobody's coming to save you. Your friends won't. Your parents won't. The government won't. It's you. And that's not scary, that's power. Because if it's your fault, it's also your responsibility. And once you take full ownership of your time, your energy, your body, your money, then you're free. That's the freedom Tate talks about. Not luxury freedom, discipline freedom. Every single day, people ask, how do I become like Tate? The answer is simple. Start doing what weak men refuse to do. Wake up early. Say no to pleasure. Train your body. Read real books. Cut off losers. Take risks. Build something. And never miss a day. That's the cost of greatness. That's the formula he followed. There are no secrets. Just sacrifice. Most men fear suffering. Tate learned to crave it. Because in suffering, he found himself, and the man who knows himself truly knows himself is unstoppable. He doesn't chase approval. He doesn't fear rejection. He doesn't fold under pressure. He doesn't need praise. He is his own standard, his own judge, his own master. And in a world of weak men waiting to be saved, Andrew Tate became the villain that built himself into a god. So now, the question isn't whether you agree with his message. The question is whether you're strong enough to live it. Are you ready to kill your weakness? To bury your distraction? To silence your feelings and obey your mission? Are you ready to become disciplined enough to be dangerous? Because the truth is harsh. Every day you skip, someone else gets stronger. Every excuse you make, someone else is building. Every moment you waste, someone else is training. Discipline is the only difference between the man who dreams and the man who dominates. If you're still breathing, you're still in the fight, but no one's going to drag you to victory. You've got to fight. You've got to build. You've got to rise. One rep at a time. $1 at a time. One early morning at a time. Until the man in the mirror fears your consistency. Until the world can't ignore your results. That's what Tate mastered. That's what made him rich. That's what made him hated. That's what made him unbreakable. Discipline. And he never missed a day.